Gone.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, press play, like and subscribe. You're watching the podcast. In my guy. Oh,
Gone.
we're gonna rock your ears off. Hello again, my friends. Welcome to the podcast from a new location. Don't tell my abductors, please. They might take away my microphone. Anyways, Evan, how's life in the free world?
Life is doing pretty good. Where are you? Do you need help? Do you need?
I'm staying at.
Oh, I
Well,
didn't quite catch that,
anyways,
but
no, it's
static
okay.
broke or whatnot.
It's for the no. Anyways, yeah, there's no gun being pointed at me right now. How's your life been, Evan?
Pretty good. I'm glad you can do this podcast with me. Find the time in your free life that you live.
Yep, yeah, you know, always ready to cast a pod. You feel me?
Yeah, as they say from time to time.
Well, Evan, there's been a lot of news lately.
Like what?
Well, did you hear? Did you hear the news?
What news?
It's pretty crazy, dude. Can you believe it?
I mean, it sounds insane, but I just don't know what the news is.
You haven't seen?
No,
Dude,
I
you
don't
got
know.
you gotta stay up to date. You really gotta stay up to date.
Okay. I probably will after this if I find out what the news is.
News is whatever you make it, really.
It's an abstract concept of the mind.
Yeah, it's created by man, you know? What is news,
I mean,
man?
or
I
woman,
mean,
I guess.
or woman? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, hippies were so progressive. Why weren't they being like, I don't know, woman, what's going on? You know what I mean, woman?
Yeah. Okay. Well,
It doesn't have the same ring to it.
I did hear there's the Nintendo Switch 2, which
Oh, I heard that too.
I don't know if we already brought this up like before, like in the early days of the
Uh,
podcast. If
I, yeah.
if no one
Go
has
look
been
in the
there, but
archives.
yeah, go check
Everyone
that
watching
episode
this.
out, whatever it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
watch
but
through them all and let us know which one it was.
the Nintendo Switch 2, there was a
Yeah.
direct, and there was some cool stuff, a lot of controversy stuff that came out.
Yeah, like the price.
Yeah. Well, I think
Yeah.
450, and I was pretty close on my guess, because like I think I told you, I think outside of the podcast, like around 400 to 450 would be like the Switch price, like the standard.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but
I was right. Just saying.
that was pre-tariffs.
That was
We live in a
pre-tariffs.
we live in a post-tariff world, Evan. That price is gonna go up.
Possibly. Potentially.
Possibly.
But right
Everything
now,
that's
right now
shipped.
as it stands, 450.
Do you think that Japan or Nintendo, whoever, is gonna pay a tariff to import their Switch 2 and not raise the price? Nintendo.
Yeah, because they love the fan base.
Okay,
respect
all right,
the
all
fans
right.
so
You
much that
you
they're
are
willing to lose
trolling.
money.
Nintendo loves their fan base. They fucking hate their fans, dude. They're like, fuck you. You can't play this
Well,
anywhere else.
Remember that
What
one
are you
time where they, when they were selling the Wii, they gave like a free game for us? That
Wii
was great.
Sports?
Yeah. That was pretty
Remember the
cool.
time they shut down like dozens of Smash tournaments? Tournaments
Yeah.
that don't even make money. They just do it because they love Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because they loved their fans. They were like, no,
They
no.
love their fans
You can't
so
just
much.
you can't just have fun with our game.
No. That's
Yeah,
called
Nintendo.
abusing the right to play that game. Right there.
More like no Tendo. You know what I mean?
No Nintendo. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well,
I was gonna hold it, but my cord got in the way, so it was a little awkward.
yeah, it wouldn't have felt right.
Yeah, I would have felt very left.
What are we doing today?
Well, a little birdie told me, tweet, 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 tweet.
It's called X now.
I don't know what that means, but I think we're doing trivia.
Cool. Sounds
I want
awesome.
a long pause on that extended reaction. That better make the episode.
Well, it's cool. It's a cool idea. Glad you came up with it. Sounds fun.
Yep, all on my own. Well, you
Hmm.
could have taken credit, but you asked me, so that's
Yeah.
kind of
Well, I
kind of
mean,
your
you did
fault.
the intro, so you have to kind of well, I guess I could have said it, but it's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, we're doing trivia. I have some questions for Chandler. He may have questions for me. We don't know. Um, but
Good
yeah,
question.
this will be based on topics that we are knowledgeable on,
Allegedly,
um, allegedly.
we're gonna find out.
For for Chandler, he is obsessed with wrestling. It's his whole character.
Yeah,
Um,
it's my life.
yeah, I mean it is. I mean you do like training
Yeah,
and whatnot, and do more
watching
stuff.
and reading and listening, and
Yeah,
it's probably unhealthy. If if I wasn't training, it'd probably be put in a loony bin somewhere.
yeah, but you're learning so much information, and
Yeah,
applying that to like what you do on the side of little fun
yeah.
things. Yeah, so it's cool. Meanwhile,
Me,
my
Evan.
my logic.
Evan's best knowledge comes from his love of Lord of the Rings,
Yep.
classic books. Is there any other franchise that has such a what's the word? I mean, like the books and movies are both classics
Yep.
and very highly regarded. Harry Potter might touch that, but there are definitely some questions around the Harry Potter movies and the books from what I hear. There's a lot of dissenters. So, do you think Lord of the Rings is the most highly regarded franchise?
Franchise, I would have to disagree. Even though I
Mm.
love Lord of the Rings, I think has a lot of potential to be like a really big franchise. I just feel like
Hmm.
with how everything is handled, can be questionable.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of restrictions because I mean, with J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter, she kind of like just sold that shit. I mean, like she owns it.
Yeah,
She
true.
kind of just fucking went all out.
She sold out.
Like
Yeah.
merchandise. The
Hmm.
movies. Now they're making a
Star
TV
Wars route.
show. They made a theme park. I mean,
Hmm.
that's insane. That's insane. She went fucking all out. But with Lord of the Rings, and just Middle Earth, the world itself, is I think it's owned by what's it called? I think it's just called Middle Earth Enterprises or something like that.
That makes
Something
sense.
like that. But like they own the rights to it, and they're very have a lot of restraints when it comes to like showing their property. I mean, they sold
Hmm.
rights to like Lord of the Rings, so that's how we got the movies, and they also did the Hobbit. The Silmarillion though, like that book, that one doesn't is not able to really be touched. Like they may have
Hmm.
like sold some parts of the story, like stories in there, for like I think the TV show that they're doing, like give them some leeway, but they kind of restrict a lot of stories that can't be shared on film.
Mm.
So they don't
Do you
really sell a lot of stuff.
do you think those restrictions though kind of keep? Because I'm not like super into Lord of the Rings, so when I think of quality over quantity, I think it's up there, because like other than like the Hobbit trilogy, kind of a bit of a blemish, but some people still enjoy it. But I think about like you said, Harry Potter kind of sold out. Star Wars completely sold out.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you think about the canon, like films, a lot of them, the newer ones, fucking suck, and fans hate them.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't get that with Lord of the Rings. Even if there's like some not good stuff, I feel like
Yeah.
overall when casuals think of it, they're like, oh, the movies, those are great. The books, those are great. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Um, Definitely with the books, they are great in their own right, but I feel like for modern times, they haven't aged as well, especially
Mm.
with like storytelling because it's like very in depth, and like
Hmm.
compared to modern stories, they don't really go that in depth the way Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. Like, well, I would say The Hobbit is probably less in depth than Lord of the Rings, which is kind of a good thing because like if you wanted to like get into the world, I would definitely recommend The Hobbit. And
Hmm.
then if you feel brave enough to do the Lord of the Rings, and then Silmarillion, but that one's hard. That one's more of a Bible, really,
Oh, interesting.
of like stories that take place different like
Like,
centuries and or thousands of years and whatnot.
oh, that would be super cool though. It'd be super interesting if like you're a fan of that.
Yeah, but I can't really express that through an outlet, so it's really it's
True.
really kind of
True.
more so. I mean, there have been people that have done that. People have made YouTube channels like dedicated to it, which is awesome because like they've made that their like career. But I'm not that like nuanced in it.
Dude, that's fair. Well, one thing we are nuanced in is asking questions.
Yeah, that's what we do.
I think that's pretty much it. I'm
We
like,
don't really
where
know.
am I?
We don't know the
It's
answers
my
all the time, but we
it's
definitely
my
ask questions.
birthday? Wait, I work here?
I work here. That's so
I
weird.
ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
A lot of them dumb. But you know it's not a dumb question, Evan?
Oh.
The first question
Oh my
of
god.
trivia. That may have been one of the smoothest segues I've had.
Maybe.
Okay, Evan, so this first question I have for you here.
Hmm.
Which two members of the Fellowship are cousins?
Oh. Which two members of the Fellowship are cousins?
Yes.
Frig. Well, I know like Frodo is one cousin to. There's like a 50-50 shot between Merry and Pippin, but I'm pretty sure it's Frodo and Pippin. They're cousins.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah,
It was Mary and Pippin
they're
are
okay.
cousins.
I I swear it was like Frodo and Pippin. Damn, I sound like a fake fan right now.
I think you're thinking of Frodo and Sam being gay lovers.
Well, that's what a lot of people think or want, depending on how you
depending on
view it.
depending on which side of the internet you're on.
Yeah, there's definitely fanfic out there.
Oh, dude,
Well, you
just
think
look
you're
up
so.
Sam Frodo Rule 34. You'll find it.
Well, you think you're so smart, huh? Well, guess what?
Oh, I'm big brain. I stumped you. That was an easy question. That was under
Well,
casual, Evan. Even
I'm
when
pretty.
I read Mary and Pippin, I was like, oh yeah, those are those two guys that look very similar and are
I'm
like
I'm
always
pretty
together.
sure there's something with Frodo and one of them being cousins. I wanna
Mm.
I wanna fact check on that.
All right, all right. Leave a comment down below.
Okay, I'll probably fact
Boost
check
our
it later
algorithm.
after this, but it's whatever.
We should we should fact check each other in the comments just to boost engagement.
Okay, well I'll start you off with a easy one as well, since you
Okay.
classify that as pretty easy. Which
Well,
of the
that's I did.
following?
Internet.
Hey, which of the following championships has John Cena never held?
Ooh.
You know this one.
Wait, do I have to? Oh, I thought you said
What?
which of the following. I thought you were gonna
Oh,
list them.
sorry, sorry. I forgot. Like the question I'm reading is multiple question, but I'll
Okay,
just
okay. But you
say,
want me to just
yeah, yeah. Sorry. Which championship has John Cena never held? There you go.
okay. Um, obviously WWE. I know he's held the U.S. Championship.
I think. Wait for a second.
That was
We will like. I think what would be fair is like provide multiple question. Like if it is like something that does have multiple answers, like you can ask for that. If not, then you're
hmm
just shit out of luck. But like,
Yeah. No,
but
I'm gonna
if
raw
it is
dog this
okay, I
because
probably
I'm
should have
I'm
asked for
fairly
multiple
confident.
questions or answers on mine.
I'm I'm assuming that you're talking about singles titles. I don't know about tag teams. So I'm going to say the Intercontinental.
You would be correct. Ding, ding, ding.
Let's go.
Okay. I'm keeping track, by the way, so we can go back to
Yeah,
this later. Okay.
I'm going to too.
Okay.
You're 0-1.
Rough start,
All right.
but
Next question. What is the name of Sauron's tower?
Oh, isn't it Barad-dûr or Barad-dûr?
It is indeed. Ding, ding, ding. Wait, do we have sound effects still? Did we lose that budget?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, that was fucking loud. Okay, not doing that again.
Okay, that's all we could afford.
Yeah. Enough for that. Anyways, yes, you got that right. Now you're 1-1. Good job.
Well, I would say that's a very easy question, so I'll give you another easy
Mhm.
question, right? After I.
All right.
Yeah, okay. Edge and Christian's famous 5-second poses were, according to them, for the benefit of those who
Shit.
blank. I don't know if that's an easy question, but you probably have seen this question before.
Yeah, I'm literally like picturing the multiple choice. For those who something about flash photography, right? Those who have flash photography.
That is the exact answer. Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
You'll stump me eventually. Don't worry.
Yeah, maybe in the next one.
Man, see if it was like 9 at night right now, I'd do like a shot for everyone I get right. That'd make it more interesting.
Yeah, that would.
Well, you know what else is interesting, Evan?
What?
Sauron, one of my favorite characters.
Wait, how did you pronounce it?
Sauron.
Saruman?
Saruman.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, Saruman. Oh, God. Hey, they were chiefing those pipes. I mean.
Yeah,
You know what slipped my mind, though, Evan, when I was thinking about my boy Saruman?
Yep.
What's the name of his fortress?
Orthanc. Obviously.
Are you sure?
Saruman's, where he lives is Orthanc. Yeah.
Oh. Well, I had Isengard.
Well, that's the... that's the land. Yeah. Not his fortress.
Listen, man, I don't
Orthanc
make
is
the
in
questions.
Isengard. If you were asking me, what land did he live on, I would say Isengard.
All right, I'll give you that one because and look, I just copy and paste. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
I'll take your word for it, or thank.
Well, that was pretty easy, I would say. We'll go
Yeah, a little
to
confusing.
harder one for you this is still WWE kind of related.
Okay.
So we watched a movie called Fighting with My Family. I don't know if me and you watched it, but me and Skylar just watched it. And it was the story about Paige, the wrestler, and her upbringing. Her family has a business, like a wrestling business. What was the name of that wrestling business? You don't need to give me the specific name, just like the letters if you want.
Oh, I knew that she had like a wrestling family.
Yep.
But I've never looked too much into it. I know she's British, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna throw out the fucking, I don't know, British Wrestling Association or something.
No.
Yeah, I figured.
I'm gonna look up the actual what it stands for, but it's WAW. So it's the World I think it's World Association of Wrestling, maybe? That doesn't sound right. Maybe it is. Home of British Wrestling. Yeah. Okay, so I think it is World Association of Wrestling.
Interesting.
So you were kind of
I never knew that.
You were kind of close.
Well, I guess it had the word. I got the wrestling. I got that part
I
in
think you
there.
said association, right? Did you? Was
Possibly
it British Association of Wrestling is what you said or something?
something like that.
Yeah, you were
So I
close.
guess I was
You're
pretty
close.
close. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I've heard that's a really good movie though. I gotta watch it.
It is. It's got the Rock in it. It's pretty good.
That's what I've heard.
And the even the movie begins with the Rock saying, "If you smell what the Rock is cooking," it's pretty good.
Well, Evan. I think I've been taking it a little easy on you.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a little tougher here.
Oh no.
What race does Aragorn belong to?
What? He's
What
human. What do you
race?
mean?
Well,
Well,
oh, the
oh
website.
wait. I see what you mean. Okay, I get what you're saying.
I'm glad
Um.
you do, because I don't.
Okay, so
Just
you're
for
going
you
for
the
like
answers.
so he's like a race of men, right? But he is more specific, is what you're saying, right? It's like a specific race of men.
So it sounds
So
like.
it's the Dunedain, is where he,
Yeah,
yeah, he's descendant
yeah.
from. Okay, there we
Nice.
go. That
You
was
got
in
it
there
right.
because they came from Numenor, is what I think. Yeah, I think they come from
Damn.
Numenor and whatnot.
You're going for extra credit.
Whew, that was hard. Because like
They're doing it
at
now.
first I didn't like remember, but then I'm like, wait, no, I've heard this one. I've heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You're
So
3-1, Evan. That's good.
that was a toughie. So let me repay the favor. This one might be a little bit harder. Okay. Wrestling in Roman times, right,
Mm.
was developed on the
Mm.
basis of the legacy of what, or of who, I should say.
Wow. That's a hard ass fucking question.
Well, this is, I guess, a
Wrestling in
two-parter. So there
Roman
is like a
time.
part, like, it's the legacy of blank and blank.
Mm.
Or I'll make it a little bit easier. In the restoration of the blank games.
Oh, well, see, I was gonna say Olympic Games.
I mean, that would be close, but it was called something else, I guess. That is basically
Oh,
the, you know, more layman's terms, I guess.
I see, I see. But inspired by who? Was it like Mr. Olympia?
Mr. Mr.
Is
Olympia
that?
himself. Yeah. No.
Oi,
No.
you're Mr. Olympia. Julius Caesar's dead. Let's wrestle. That's what they said in Rome.
Do you not know this, or do you know?
You no, you got me stumped.
Okay, I'll play the pronunciation to make sure.
Etruscan.
Etruscan.
Oh, okay. Etruscan. See that rings a bell from my Roman history listenings, but not wrestling. I'll have to look into that.
And it was let me get back to it. The
Etruscan.
restoration of
That
the
makes-
Greek games. So like yeah, the Olympics in a
Ah,
sense, but they in layman's terms they just said Greek. You know.
well, that makes sense. Because it started in Greece.
Yeah,
It wasn't worldwide yet.
but I feel like they had a name for it too. That's why it was called like the
Probably.
Olympics. I assume. Maybe I could be wrong, but I mean
Well,
it
they
does
also
in the
have.
same paragraph. It does say the Olympic Games, so I feel like they could have just said
It's close.
Olympic Games. So you're like Greek Olympics, same thing, I guess.
I'll take like a half point for that. I'd say that's close enough for part of it.
No,
Damn it. Well,
no,
it was worth a shot.
no.
It was,
Well,
it
I
was
try to
worth a
give you a
shot.
hint, saying like it's more so layman's term. So instead of just saying Olympic, it's just Greek games.
Yeah. Yeah. I had no shot. But that's okay. Hey, you learned something new.
Yeah, maybe you have a hard one for
Well,
me, and then
oh, do I ever. Well, listen here, Evan.
yeah.
What animal did Sam always want to see?
What animal?
Yes. Did Sam the Wise always want to see? I
Oh,
think he's the one.
oh, the elephants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, at
They
first
spell it with an
because
O, but
because I remember him saying he really wanted to see the elves in the movie or something, or like he was excited about it, and I'm like, well, I wouldn't just say call them animals or something. So I was like, that's weird. But like I was like, oh yeah, there was that elephant scene where he was excited about that too. So like yeah,
imagine like in real life. I mean, it's probably horrible because I'm sure this happened back in the day. But imagine being like, "Oh, I can't wait to see the white people. I can't. Oh, I want to
I
meet
don't
them
think
so
anyone
bad."
has uttered those words. I can't wait.
No, but I was trying to stray away from actual racism.
Yeah, that's
I'll get in a lot less trouble for making fun of white people.
that's true. That's true. Okay, let me tally up the points. Well, not all the points, but continue the list. I'm gonna have to tally
Yeah,
it up
this
because
is
I've been keeping a weird track of how the points work. But I feel like that was an easy one, so I'll give you another easy one.
Oh, I thought
Give you a little
I thought you
break
meant
here.
your last. I thought you meant your last question was too easy, and I was like, "What?"
No, 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 no. That would be kind of mean. Um. Okay, so WrestleMania 20
Oh,
XX.
okay.
They use
Seen it.
Roman numerals.
Yes.
Goldberg defeated Brock Lesnar with this superstar acting as special guest referee.
That was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Ding, ding, ding. You got that
I've
right.
seen that match a few times.
Yeah.
People hated it because Goldberg was like super hot and he was a beast and Brock Lesnar was a beast. But I'm trying to remember the whole story. Lesnar I think was going to the NFL. Goldberg was going somewhere, but I don't remember where. But it was everyone knew that both of them were leaving like after that match essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So the fans fucking hated it, dude. And I always heard about that story, and then I watched it for myself, and it's like, no, it was trash. I mean, like, the fans were on their ass from the jump, but, like, neither of them tried. It was so lazy.
Yeah.
They both phoned it in. I think they took, like, maybe 6 bumps combined. I mean, they really did not try very hard. So, yeah, that's a very infamous. And they added Stone Cold because they were just trying to get anybody who was actually popular. They're like, we need somebody who will make the fans cheer.
That's really funny.
Yeah,
It's kind of sad at the
that was
same
a
time.
mess.
It's like, yeah, he's not doing so well, so we'll give this rock star, this
Yeah,
all-time
literally.
famer. Yeah, that's funny.
That's not in retrospect. That's not even the worst aspect of the night because Eddie Guerrero, I believe, retained the WWE Championship, and Chris Benoit won the Heavyweight Championship. They
Interesting.
celebrated in the ring afterwards because they were old buddies, and that's been scrubbed from history because obviously, Chris Benoit murdered his family, and yeah, so that whole night kind of has a very dark shadow over it.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Going
I
back
mean,
to more pleasant things, baby.
it's halftime, Evan. We've been through
Halftime.
5 questions apiece.
Ooh, that's true.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling through the first
I'm
half?
feeling pretty good. I think at the start, kind of rough, but
Oh, well, you only got the first one wrong. Since
Yeah.
then, you've been undefeated.
yeah, pretty much.
Well, I'm thinking this is where we kind of ramp it up, as they say. At least I'm hoping it's ramped up.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, yes, this one was interesting to me. Who is the only Lord of the Rings cast member to have met J.R.R. Tolkien?
Oh, that's easy. Christopher Lee.
Damn it, dude. How the
That was
fuck
an
did you
easy
know
one.
that?
What do you mean? It's Christopher Lee. Come on now.
Yeah, but I didn't think it would be that common knowledge.
Oh,
That he was the
obviously.
only one who met him.
What do you mean? That's like if the only person alive during the whole filming process of Lord of the Rings is he's the only one that met J.R.R. Tolkien. That's huge news. And that's
Yeah, I
really
know,
clickbait worthy too. It's did you know the
That's
only
true.
cast member alive during filming was that met J.R.R. Tolkien was Christopher Lee? That's insane.
See, I guess, I forget I'm a casual, so I would have thought, oh yeah, probably like a handful of them have met Tolkien,
No.
No, just Christopher Lee.
Just
Who does he
Christopher Lee.
play?
Saruman.
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 In the animated version of the Lord of the Rings, they called him Araman for a while. It was kind of funny. It's kind of weird.
Saruman.
They just dropped the S. They were like, it's too much.
Saruman.
Araman. So
I love
funny.
that.
So funny.
I'm just gonna start pulling up to being like, "Hey Ben."
Araman. How's it going?
No, because I dropped the E, so I was saying, "Hey Ben."
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's fine.
It was a convoluted joke.
Another joke.
I'm not mad that you missed that one.
That the Evan has missed.
No.
Yeah.
I slur my speech at times. I don't blame you.
No, I just have what's it? Selective hearing.
Oh.
Jeez.
What?
What?
I didn't hear
Anyways.
you. Anyways.
Let's go for a hard one. Maybe you might know this.
Yes.
Maybe you
Yes.
might not. In 1904, and this is a modern Olympic wrestling history. What style of wrestling was first introduced during the St. Louis Games and was only disputed by American wrestlers?
That would be Greco-Roman, my friend.
Huh?
It's not Greco-Roman?
What are you talking about? Is that like a person or like a style?
No, that's the style of wrestling that was popular back then. The world heavyweight champion was Greco-Roman, George Hackenschmidt.
It's not that. Unless maybe they
Oh.
changed the name, but I have like
Well, let
type
me
of style.
let me think here. Let me think.
I could give you a hint, but I was gonna give it away, so.
Well, it's 1904. You know, professional wrestling was largely based off of catch wrestling, or catch as catch cans, they sometimes call it. But it didn't become popular until closer to the 1910s. So if it wasn't Greco-Roman, I'm gonna say maybe collar and elbow.
Are these like names that they're just like name the style after?
Yeah.
Because this is a non-name style. No person like was named after this, or no, this style was not named after a person. Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, no. Collar and elbow is called collar and elbow because that's the lockup. You get their collar, and you lock their elbow, and then you try to trip them. Essentially.
I get it. That makes sense.
A lot of these styles came together to make pro wrestling, but
Well, it's not.
I guess I'm stumped on this one.
It's a very simple word. I could give
Is
you
it just
a hint.
freestyle?
Yep, it's just called freestyle wrestling.
See, they would have called it catch as catch can. That's weird that it would be disputed by Americans because that was the popular style in America. It would make more sense.
Just reading what
Hey.
I mean, I
believe you.
I tried to look up what you said. You know, like the names or like the styles, but I couldn't find that associate. Oh wait, there's Greco-Roman.
Yeah.
They call that Greco-Roman wrestling.
Right, it's still called Greco-Roman to this day. Freestyle is still called freestyle, but it was based off of catch as catch can. Because Greco-Roman, you can't grapple below the waist.
See, I was just going based off
wrestling.
like the bold letters, because like
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that. That is just white. It's just white.
Nope. Dude, it's making you look dark.
Wait,
That's how
hold
white
on,
it
hold
is.
Does that work? Nope, that's just worse. Wait, can you? It's just white.
It's okay. I believe you. I believe you.
There you go. See, it says freestyle wrestling.
Oh yeah, modern Olympic wrestling. Oh, okay.
Modern Olympic wrestling.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you that freestyle comes from catch wrestling, so
Yeah, well.
it makes sense they would introduce it at St. Louis. It's just interesting that the Americans would dispute it. That was their signature style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm not read up on it, so I have to do some research.
Okay.
Not saying you're wrong.
We'll go
I mean,
back to the easy ones, you know. Well, I guess they're not really that easy, but like for someone like you, how knowledgeable you are, it's pretty easy. But it's
Well,
your
thank
turn.
you. I am knowledgeable. All right. This one I think is going to be pretty easy for you.
Okay.
Who composed the music for the trilogy of movies?
Well, that's easy. Howard Shore.
Yeah.
You've heard
yeah.
me talk about
See,
him. Yeah.
I thought that would be an easy one for you. It was put in like the advanced questions. I was like, really?
I guess maybe some people don't pay attention to the score, but like it's
But
like it's
I feel like,
iconic.
well, and I was gonna say, I feel like if you're becoming a fan of something, the first thing you do is like read the credits, right?
Well, I wouldn't like I've read some, but I wouldn't go like word for word on the
Well,
credits.
no, but I mean like you probably know like, oh, this was the director, these were some of the writers and
Yeah.
producers. I feel like those are the first things you learn about movies when you're becoming a fan of the
I
movie.
will say if you ask me any questions about producers or well, I know one director, maybe one producer. Any
Christopher
other
Nolan.
people that were involved with producing or like editing or mixing or what?
Michael
It's
Bay.
beyond me. Nope. That would be insane,
Spielberg.
though. Can you imagine Lord of the Rings directed by Michael Bay? So many more explosions.
We have to get the ring.
Okay, so now it's time for
Okie dokie.
me to ask you a
Hmm.
question. Actually, how about this?
Interesting.
I'll let you decide. Would you like an easy one? Because
Hard.
you need some points. You need some points.
No, I don't care about points. I want to learn.
Okay,
I want
you
to
want to
expand
learn?
my brain. Yeah.
Okay, okay. 100 years after the introduction of freestyle wrestling, or whatever you said, in the Olympic program, and this is still modern Olympic wrestling, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So, 100 years after the introduction of freestyle wrestling in the Olympic program, worldwide wrestling entered a new era with the acknowledgement of blank wrestling as the Olympic discipline on the occasion of the Athens Games in 2004.
Was that Greco-Roman?
No.
That's the only other Olympic wrestling, dude. There's two.
This
There's
one's again
freestyle and
this
Greco-Roman.
is again this is a very simple one, and it's not style based. It's just
Then what does that mean?
it's certain people maybe is that kind of gave it away. I think.
No, it didn't. I don't know.
Should
You're
I
asking me Olympic questions. This is not
should
even
I
pro
could
wrestling.
I continue? Maybe you'll get it if I continue
No,
reading.
just tell me what the answer is.
It's female wrestling.
Ah,
That's why I said people.
see.
That's not style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. I
No,
see.
sorry. No, sorry.
It's understandable.
I mean, these are hard
Olympic
ones. I gave you
wrestling
the choice.
is actually, Olympic wrestling is actually the complete opposite of pro wrestling. It's amateur because you don't get paid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Look, more fun facts with Chandler Reed.
As in, you're asking me amateur wrestling question.
Yeah.
Olympic. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not what I do.
You don't do Olympic? You should start, you know?
You know, Evan. You know.
Oh, wait, there is
Yeah.
a whole thing with professional wrestling that I could ask you.
See, those are the
Hey,
questions I was
the
waiting for.
Greco-Roman wrestling one. It's right here. Oh, my God.
I love how it would be like. It would be like me being like, all right, I'm going to ask you a hard question, and then asking about a different J.R.R. Tolkien book that you've never fucking, like, read.
Well, I thought, like, modern Olympic ones, you know, like, it's, like, they connect to some, like, Roman or Greek, and I feel like,
The only-
you kind of read some Roman stuff, so maybe you might know this. I don't know.
The only connection is, like, style-based and, like, some specific people, like Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Or, like, yeah, the old days, everyone was a legit fucking, fighter.
Okay, well, we'll
Anyway.
come back to it, you know.
We'll come back to it.
Come back to it.
All right, well, that's good, because I have a question for you. Pizza the Hut is gonna come after you.
Oh, wait, what question are we on?
Baseballs. I'm on, well, it says 15, but that's because I got it all shuffled out of way. I'm on question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is question 8.
Okay.
Okay, you ready for this?
Yep. Y'all ready for this?
Where and
Anyways.
when is Aragorn to look for Gandalf's arrival at Helm's Deep?
Oh.
Was that too melodic? So I can read it again.
No, I know what question you're asking.
Mhm.
Oh my god. It's either the fucking east or west. And look to the, the sun rising or something like that. But wait, I got this.
It sounds
I
like
think
an
it's,
actual line, like
yeah.
from the book, the way it's written.
Yeah, it is. I don't think I can quote it, but I'm pretty sure it's look to the east. And I know it's like something about the sun, but I won't take the point if it's, if I'm completely wrong on this, but
No, you were totally on the right track. To the east, at dawn on the 5th day.
at dawn on the fifth day. I won't give myself a
Yeah,
point.
see,
I feel like it has to be more specific. I think I only had like a few parts in there.
that's fair. You were close though, you know? Sun, dawn, I mean, that's when it rises.
That's true. Okay, now for you. Do you want
For me,
do you want some
hard.
Okay, well, if I end up winning this, it's not my fault because I think we got like two questions left or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me Ooh, I don't know. That might be hard though.
Make it pro wrestling. I have a better shot.
No, this is pro wrestling. I just don't want to like.
Okay.
Okay, professional wrestling matches were thus organized everywhere in Europe with variable programs and competition rules according to the taste of wrestlers, of managers, and of the audience. In 1898, the Frenchman Blank, also named the Colossus, was the first professional world champion just before the Polish. I can't say those words, so whatever. Whatever that is. I think I could probably sound it out in my head, but I'm not gonna, because
Mm. The Colossus sounds so familiar. 1898. Well, it's
he's
not
also a
George.
Frenchman.
Yeah, George was from Estonia, and he was the Russian Lion. He was the first world champion in terms of blending styles. Oh, I swear to God, this popped up in like a podcast I was listening to recently. The only Frenchman that comes to mind, and I don't think it's him, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. Theobald Bauer.
No, I was wondering if he was like associated anywhere here, but I don't see him.
I know he was French. He came to America. Actually, he was probably already in America by 1890s, but
Nope.
I know he came from France and fought a bunch of people over there.
Would it help if I gave you the first letter of his first name and last name because they're the same letter?
I don't think I'm gonna guess.
They both start with P. Like I'm gonna pee my pants.
Paul Pierre?
You got the first one.
Hey,
So close. It
Paul
rhymes with
Patrice?
cons.
Paul Peacocks?
Nope, it rhymes with cons. Starts with P. Rhymes.
Paul Pons?
Yeah, Paul Pons.
Okay, so I have heard that name. Okay.
Okay, there you go. Still another L, but we'll get there.
Colossus. Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. You're gonna take an L on this one. I can already
Yeah,
tell.
sure there, bud.
Yeah. Okay, you're so confident. Name all of the gifts Galadriel gives to members of the Fellowship in the movies.
Name all the gifts.
How was my pronunciation? Was I on point?
Galadriel.
Oh, okay, so I was fairly close.
Yeah. Name all
All
the
the
gifts.
gifts.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so from what I remember,
Mm-hmm.
Legolas was gifted a bow, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I know Merry and Pippin were given. Oh no, damn, that might have been just a movie. Fuck.
The cousins, Merry and Pippin. That's what it's asking about the movie.
Oh, about the movie? Well,
In the
then it's
movies,
a
yeah, yeah.
well. That's different though, so that's kind of hard. It's not the same.
What do you mean?
Well,
I
no,
said that in the question.
I didn't hear
Name
that
all the
part,
gifts
but
Galadriel gives to members of the Fellowship in the movies.
in the movies. Okay, well, that's a little bit easier.
You still got a bow from
Got the
Legolas.
bow. So Merry and Pippin,
Yes.
I think, got daggers, if I remember
Yep.
correctly. Um, Sam was given elven rope.
Yep.
Gimli
At
was
first I thought it said
given
11 rope. I
11
was like, why does he
ropes.
need so much, dude?
Hey,
What
there's
is
a lot
Sam
of
doing?
climbing. You know, you got to get all the way up to Mount Doom.
That's true.
Gimli was given 3 strands of her hair. Kind of a weird
Yep.
request, but and then
Is
Frodo was given the light of Elendil. Whoa, that was weird. So it wasn't the light of Elendil that is a person in Lord of the Rings. My bad. It's actually the light of Erendil, I believe, is how it's pronounced. Sorry, my bad. Didn't want to anger anyone out there, so just wanted to, put this in just to apologize for people that hear that. Anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna subtract that point. So whatever I get at the end of the episode, just minus a point. Thank you. Bye.
yeah.
I think that's the right one.
It looks
And
right.
I think
Arendil.
was fucking Aragorn also given like a knife or something. I don't remember what he got, but
It's not listed, so I'm assuming he didn't get shit.
did I get all of them?
Yeah,
Oh,
all the ones that were
okay.
listed.
Well, because
Boom.
I think in the book, Sam was given like I think seeds or something. Like he wasn't given
Mhm.
rope. I'm pretty sure he already had the rope, or I don't know where he got the rope. Oh yeah, he got it from like the boat or something that they like. It wasn't an actual gift, but I can't remember. I don't think Merry and Pippin got daggers there either. I think that was. Anyways, moving on. So, do you want
Nailed
an
it.
easy one or a hard one?
Easy, so boring.
But you haven't
Give me a
gotten
hard
any of the
one.
hard ones right, though.
Wow. Some of them were the wrong subject. Maybe adjacent.
Well, I don't want to do origins because I feel like that's unfair, where it talks about Sumerians and whatnot. I think that's a little bit unfair.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's absurd. Pro wrestling doesn't date that far back. The sport of wrestling dates back to the beginning of humans, but the business does
Okay.
not. Dates back to the mid 1800s.
In 1848,
Okay.
French showman, I think it's like Jean Exportiat. Don't
No
know
idea.
if I'm pronouncing that right. Created the first modern wrestlers circus trope and established as a rule not to execute holds below the waist. He named
Yeah, he did.
this new style blank wrestling.
Greco-Roman. Yes, it is, Evan. You can't tell me I'm wrong.
It's not that though. It's not.
Then what does it say? What's it say?
It's not. It says flat hand
What's it?
wrestling.
Ooh, flat hand wrestling. It's the same shit. You can't hold below the waist.
Do you want me
and
to
if any
give
body
you like?
if any body part other than your hands touches the ground, it's a fall.
Okay, let me.
They
give you...
renamed it. Look up flat hand wrestling. and tell me it's not the same as Greco-Roman.
Okay, let me ask you this.
They
instead.
renamed it Greco-Roman when they were adding it to the Olympics, so it sounded prestigious, but
Okay.
it wasn't
Let me-
actually from Greece or Rome.
Let me ask
Started
you a
in
different
France.
question. Different question. Okay. The French
Oh, 'cause I'm
influence extended to
Stop
the.
asking about France, God damn it! Ask about America.
That's weird.
Jesus.
The French influence extended to the Austrian Hungarian Empire, to Italy, to Denmark, and to Russia, and the new style circulated under the name of plank wrestling.
Under the name of Greco-Roman, God
Yeah,
damn
you
it.
got it right. You got it right.
Yeah, because it's they changed the name.
Yeah, but that's but I'm reading what it's telling me, so
Well,
I'll give you a a long due W.
I can almost guarantee you that flat hand. Let me look it up.
I mean, it's probably correct, but I was just saying that's what
Too
it
late.
was telling me. So, well, I want to look up the Marion Pippin thing.
Flat hand wrestling is an older name for Greco-Roman wrestling. Boom. I was right. A style where holds below the waist are not allowed, emphasizing upper body techniques and throws. Boom. Boom.
Sorry, I'm just reading what it tells me.
No, that's fair. That is fair. I guess when he conceived it, it was technically flat hand. It's a very interesting style. It can be boring as shit. Matches would last like hours long. Kind of insane. That's why everyone gravitated towards freestyle or catch as catch can. Because it was more fun. And you could hurt people. You could grab their feet and shit. That's why Frank Gotch won the championship. Toe hold, that was his signature move. Welcome to my solo cast where I tell you about the history of pro wrestling while Evan
History.
Google searches Lord of the Rings trivia.
Well, it says like Frodo and Pippin are distant cousins, so
Distant, yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. I won't.
So it's Merry and Pippin and then...
Anyways, I'll let you.
Anyways. Oh, do I...
have
It's
that.
my turn?
Yes. I think this is the last
Okay.
one, right?
Yes, it is indeed. Now this one was listed as like very hard, so probably it's not going to be that hard. But tell me, Evan, what is the name of the horse that rescues Aragon from the Two Towers?
Easy. Easy.
What is it?
If I could remember. Oh, God. Fucking A. Because I can hear him shout it, but like I think it's like a mispronunciation on my part, or a missaying of the word.
We'll just send it. See what happens.
Okay, can I ask for the first letter in the name?
B.
See, I knew it started with a B. Is it Brago?
Yeah,
Is it?
it is. Yeah, it is.
Cool.
Let's go. That
Let's
one was supposed to be
go.
like the hardest one.
Damn. Felt like you could have definitely gave me some harder ones, but
Yeah.
like if
Yeah.
you cracked open the Silmarillion, then I'd probably be fucked. But
I don't even know how to spell that.
it's a big word. But I have a question for you, and this time we'll.
Yeah.
What?
I
Shut up.
heard. Sorry, I tore my. Not tore. Anyways.
We'll What should I do?
Give me an easy one, whatever.
No, you don't deserve easy ones now. Talking so much shit.
Oh, that shit, boy.
Ooh, wait. Oh, there's no way you're gonna get this one.
Oh, well, then say it.
Wait. Maybe you might. Second
Well,
guess
ask me.
myself. No. Which gimmick match did Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns never compete in?
What? They never competed in?
Yeah. What
I don't even.
gimmicked
I didn't.
match?
Bro, I couldn't tell you what gimmick match they did do. I don't know, like 2 out of 3 falls? Ladder match?
Do you want to hear multiple
Fucking
choice?
light my ass on fire and throw me into a river match? Loser leaves town? I don't fucking know. There's a million gimmick matches.
Do you want me?
There's no way they did all
I'll
of
give
them.
you four. I'll give you four.
Okay, yeah.
So, which matches they never compete in? So, ambulance match,
Pretty sure
inferno
that.
match, last man standing, or hell in the cell.
I'm gonna say the Inferno match, if I had to guess.
That is the correct answer.
Let's go. That's very modern. That's like my memory gap of modern times.
Yeah, there
I
you go.
didn't
See,
watch for like
it
a
was
couple
pretty
decades.
easy. Kind of hard if you were just to guess.
If I had to guess every gimmick match they didn't do.
Okay, I will tally up the points, and then we'll see who wins.
That I
Okay.
did not know the answer to.
I will not say what I had first, but I'll say you, Chandler, had 5 out of 10 right.
Yeah, that makes sense. You got 8 out of 10. I was keeping track.
Yeah. I got 8 out of
Yeah.
10. Yeah.
That's what I said
So
when you
I
first said you were
am-
gonna tell.
L winner or La winner.
Mm.
How would you say like the French way?
It's
we had a lot of French
2025.
questions. I don't know.
The winner.
Yeah, the winner or something. I don't know. Anyway, so I won. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I guess he just needs to get better questions to really stump me. I mean, you had
Yeah,
some that were, kind of questionable. I would say like the Isengard and Orthanc one, but
More trick questions.
I did like the specific one, like where did Gandalf tell Aragorn to look, or
Like I
So
said,
that's
I only picked that one because it sounded like a quote, and I was like, okay, like that seems fair.
seems fair if I remembered. I remember quotes,
Yeah.
but it's the fucking like trashiest ones, or like if you take it out of context, it's really funny.
Meat is on the table, boys.
Something like that.
Or what?
but-
Meat's back on the menu.
Yeah, meat's back on the menu. So good.
That one cracks me up.
Yeah. I'll let you take
I think
us
we
out,
should.
or
Oh, sorry.
whatever you wanted to say. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I think we should do like levels to this, you know? So like we picked the topics that the two of us were most confident on.
Mhm.
So I think next time we decide to do trivia, I'll pick a topic that you're still like know some about, but maybe less confident. If that makes sense.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
And then once I can beat you with pro wrestling questions, because that's my most confident, then I'll move on to my level 2, so to speak.
Oh, I see. Okay, that makes sense. So it's like
Yeah.
what you said on levels, and then we have to like, is it going to be like a 3-part thing where there's like 3 levels? Or...
Yeah, we can see where it goes, like what we come up with. But like the idea of like progressing to like like I have to beat you in order to move up to like a harder subject.
Yeah. I think that would be kind of cool, and definitely like that would be fun for like the 3rd level to be like, we don't know anything about this topic. Like,
Oh, dude, your 3rd level's geography. I'm gonna prepare you for that already. You're never getting past level 3.
that's so fucked up. We already did the geography one. Why do we gotta go back?
Yeah, and you showed your hand. You showed me you didn't know shit about
We
geography.
might take some breaks between these like levels here.
Oh yeah. No, I mean I don't think we should do it like right back to back to back type shit. But we'll just keep it in mind next time we don't have any ideas and slap an episode
I'm
together.
shaking in my boots right now.
You're wearing boots inside.
Yeah, they're comfy.
Kind of weird.
Well, anyways, I wanted also to
Anyways.
mention, yes, there has been a change on the episode schedule thing for letting the audience know. We're going back to just Wednesdays for episode drops.
At least for now.
Just for now.
We'll see what the future holds.
Maybe if we hit a certain goal, we might go back to dropping on Sunday. But
Yeah.
until then, yeah,
100 and wait, how many subscribers do we have?
like 17, 18 or something.
100 subscribers. We'll post 2 episodes a week again.
Yep.
So like and subscribe and share. Use your alt accounts. Subscribe with those. Share it with your friends.
Share
Send
with
your grandma a mysterious email that
I like how you
gives
went
her a
straight
virus.
to the alt accounts instead of just like, yeah, share with friends, family, or just make shit up. Just
Well,
make
let's
things up.
let's be honest. Everybody has at least one alt account. Come on,
That's
let's
true.
be honest. If you
Everyone
don't,
is.
then that's bold.
Yeah.
You don't. You're not worried about what your search history's showing.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw what. I probably shouldn't say this, but I was looking at one of. I was looking at like my oldest YouTube account, my oldest email. I went to the history to look for a video because I knew I had watched it like years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm scrolling down and I just see dumb shit like shaking boobs on YouTube. On YouTube, because I was like 10 and I didn't know how to use the internet, so it was just like big butt.
No, like I think I understand what you mean, because definitely when I first like had my own email and YouTube and whatnot, like definitely that would be like the first thing too. I would look up,
Yep.
and then my mom found it, and then I was like, shit. I was like, and then I learned to be more discreet.
Learn about incognito.
And it was before that time.
Yes,
Back in the
indeed,
day
indeed.
where we didn't have that luxury. But does it really hide information? We don't know.
I've heard it doesn't. I've heard they can still find shit that you look up.
Yeah. So.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Or just don't be weird.
Google
Don't look
sucks.
up weird stuff.
Yeah. Weirdos.
Yeah.
Don't look up butts on YouTube.
That's weird. I mean, you'll find
Well,
it, but I mean, just don't.
That's true.
Yeah.
Also, it's not worth it. I mean, there are other sites you can use
That's true.
that will give you like, more than PG rated, whatever that you find on YouTube. Well, anyways, enough of this discussion.
Yeah. Take a sec.
We've been carrying on for a while, Evan. It's about time we go incognito. So until next time, make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the share, hit your alt account and subscribe on that. Send
Just
it to your
hit
grandma.
someone, please.
Yeah.